step right up, where luxury meets lunacy, and the wedding world is our three-ring circus. We're your ring masters, Marylen Exposito and Manolo Doreste, wedding pros with 50 years of combined experience and a flair for the dramatic. From show-stopping venues and wild vendor tales to jaw-dropping I-dos, this is your all-access pass to Happily Ever After. Welcome to Ringleader Show.
Who says flowers can't steal the spotlight harder than a reality TV queen? With a secret. We're talking grand entrances, world-class creativity, and the kind of drama we all live for. Standing in the center of the ring with us today, the creative mastermind at Petal Productions, who walks into the ring of fire, not only with his creativity, but at times using his own body as an art installation.
Oh, we're going to talk about that.
Miami's own Cuban florist, Force Carlos.
Hi.
Hi.
Thank you guys. Pleasure to be here.
Thank you for coming.
I didn't realize right away we were going to talk about me being naked.
Oh my God, of course.
We just said you use your body as a
Art
knew where we were
installation.
going.
art installation.
We love that.
Carlos, for those who don't know you, at Petal Productions, can you share a bit about your background, how you got started in floral and event design? Give us that insight, please.
I am Carlos Muina. I think my title now at Petal Productions is Chief Creative Officer, but there's a lot of titles that are thrown around for me.
You do it all.
I do it all,
You
a little
do.
bit of everything. I've been with Rafi and Petal Productions for about 18 years now. Before that, I was with Catherine Parrish for a little while at Parrish Designs. And before that, I was in New York, and I worked for a woman named Susan Holland. So I've been on the creative side of events for, oh my God, I'm going to age myself, 25, 30 years now. Yeah.
What was the first moment where you were in your mind thinking, oh, that's what I want to do?
I think for a long time I thought I wanted to be in the catering side of it.
Oh.
You know, I knew that I wanted to be in events, and I went and I signed up briefly, and I went to the Culinary Institute of America because I'm like, I'm going to do this thing, and I hated it. Immediately. Like, I do not want to chop vegetables. I do not want to clean. I do not want
You want to enjoy the other side of it, the food.
I love the food. I hate the process of making it, and it was there was no glory in it, right? But there's a little more glory on the floral side, or the design side. And so actually I went to New York and I started working for Susan, and Susan had a company that did catering and floral, right? So I started out just like...
Going on the catering side?
I started on the catering side and worked my way through the company. And soon enough, I was, on the floral side. And Susan was like a super kind of eccentric artist woman, like very boutique company. And she would, I would start doing flowers and she would come and say stuff to me like, I don't feel anything from that. And I'm like, it's a floral arrangement. What are you gonna feel, But she's like, it's not moving me. So she was, it was like, then it was starting to realize like this is more than just flowers on a table, and that there should be some emotion behind it. And she was very keen. She's my mentor. She was my mentor for a long time. She's retired now and lives in Miami, and I still see Susan fairly regularly.
How
She's
cool
in her
is
80s
that?
now.
That's amazing.
And so she's come to Petal, and she's like, I can't believe that you've taken this to a whole nother level, Carlos. And I'm like,
I could see her.
yeah.
She's short?
Shorter woman, like buzz cut, like New York Jewish lady, artist. But yeah, and so Susan was like the beginning of everything for me.
I like that. So what inspires your approach into a floral production, an event, a design? What's your inspiration usually? Where do you start with that?
I mean, when I'm working, right? Because like, I'm a capitalist, right? Like we're making money, and so there's a part of it that's that, I love making money, and I love making money for Petal and making sure that the company is doing that.
Right.
But then on the creative side, when I get to do my own stuff or when I get to push limits, I have a lot of Pinterest boards.
Private?
No, everybody can go on there.
Oh, cool.
And I look at like art installations or I'm not looking at other parties. I'm not looking at other florists. I'm looking at like things that are visually cool and stunning. And so like I have a Pinterest board that's called like, how do I turn this into a centerpiece?
That's great.
Right? Because it's something outside the norm. It's not a centerpiece, it's a thing. But how do I take the concept of what this thing is and scale it down and put it on a table in a way that still invokes what that original art piece was, but still can be in a wedding and not like distract from it still being a wedding, right? Because there are limitations to what we can do to a certain extent because it's still a wedding,
Right.
Yeah.
And give me an idea of a trend that you wish would come back and a trend you never want to see again, at least today.
Oh my God, I can tell you, I'm so done seeing bows.
Like the little skinny ones that are in?
I don't want to put a bow on another candle. I don't want a bow and a rose and a bud vase, Like I don't want a big entrance, humongous bow.
Bye to the bows.
I'm like done with the bows. And like, I'm hope that we're nearing the end of it.
End of bow season.
Yeah, like done. And this may be controversial, but I could always see pampas grass come back. I love me some
I don't
pampas,
mind that.
Right?
I don't mind that.
I like it. Some nice. Now they're dyeing them, and there's so many pampas. I can see. I don't.
I'll tell you, I'm tired of balls of flowers. Not balls of flowers.
Well, so there is an original member of Petal, Paul, who's been with the company for 30 years. And so that traditional ball on top of a clarinet or, that's
Right.
Which I think is having a comeback right now. It's a
I know, don't tell me
resurgence,
But have they modernized it in any way, or is it
little
just?
bit.
I mean, they have. They've tried adding, here and there.
But that all happened, but now it's back to the retro.
Classic 80s
Classic
ball.
ball is coming back.
Wow.
And we call it the Paul ball because like...
I'm going to walk in there and Paul, I want to see your
Call it
balls.
Paul Ball. But we call it a Paul Ball at Petal. And they're coming back. And let me tell you, I love a Paul Ball. For business, like we can knock that out.
It's profitable. Right.
My team knows how to do it. We do it
Right.
fast. We do it well. Put it on a clarinet. Boom, boom, boom. I have to send half the amount of people to that event to set it up.
That's interesting.
So
Do you see anything coming else back from the 80s? Any retro 80s themed floor designs coming back as well?
I think we're going back. So we've been in a phase, I think, for a while of more minimal flower in a way. And I think we're heading back to a
Grandeur.
little bit more decadence, right? More is more, right?
Interesting.
And heavier floral coming back. I think we're going to see a lot more tailored because it's been all about whimsy and garden and kind of, but I think that kind of very tailored,
Structure.
pavés of
Yeah.
roses or things I think that's all going to come back,
I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
So
I love it. More is more.
as a planner, right, I get to know each one of my clients and I know which floral designer, which photographer, which videographer they make a match with. So what do you think couples should be looking for when choosing a floral designer?
Petal Productions.
So for people who are in Miami, who are maybe watching this elsewhere, who think, when I go see a florist, what are some of the key elements I need to find?
So if you're an it girl, right? Like if you're a moment girl, you can find
Or guy.
that name, right?
Or guy.
Or guy. There's going to be younger, hotter companies that are doing like whatever is the trend at the moment, and they'll have a nice Instagram following, and they'll look great, and they will probably produce your it girl moment, well. Like when you start getting outside the context of like, you want something bigger, right? Like your budget gets a little bigger and you got fabrication, or your florist isn't just doing flowers, but like it's production as well. Go see their facility, you know, look at their work and see how much they've done on that scale, you know? I think that's a big thing, you know? But if there's a style that you really like check out those, you know, those people are going to do it, you know? Like I have a lot of respect for a lot of the people that work in South Florida. I'm a big proponent of like the talent that we have here. And there's people doing every style, you know, and it's all out there. You want to take a risk on somebody who's newer and your planner's letting you?
My favorite saying is "Vaya con Dios."
Right? Like we say all the time at Petal, like for 30 years, there's young florists who are making mistakes. I've already made that mistake. It's not that I don't make mistakes. But I made them. I made them all. I made all the mistakes that those young people are making. I've just learned how to fix them. You know, some of them are still learning, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. And having those connections with people that can come and help you whenever you have an issue, right?
Right.
So we've shared some great clients, wonderful clients that they walk in and they're like, oh my God, this is stunning. But, you know, there have been some issues with people and chemistry, right? What are some of the red flags that you've learned to recognize early in the floral planning process? The client comes in, and what are the red flags that you can pick up on and be like, you know what? This client is not for us.
Honestly, we don't say no to anyone.
I know. Because Rafi would have your head on a stick.
Right. And so it is like...
It's not company policy.
It is about figuring it out, right? And like... I hate an indecisive bride who has no clue. No clue. It's like, oh, I love something modern. And you show them something modern. It's like, no. And then then they show you a picture of something that's like completely classic. And you're like, oh, we don't even have the same language here, you know?
Right.
And when you don't have the same language with someone, like when you can't at all understand what the verbiage they're using or the adjectives they're using to describe something has nothing to do with what you think it is, you're going to have problems.
I think the good thing too about Petal is that you have so many, you have several great salespeople, right?
Yeah.
So I think that when someone comes in, and I think you know, when you talk to them or Rafi talks to them, they'll probably be like, you know what? This is a Brittany person. This is a Lauren person.
Right.
Ryan's going to take care of this one. These people have more patience. This one is a little bit more easygoing. So I think you have that flexibility in your company to do something like that.
We do.
Yeah.
We have a big team. Like as much as I was talking about Icaro moments or the style of the moment, we try to master all of them. You know, like there's not like, you can't look at our Instagram or see our events and be like, oh, that's, you know, Petal does this one thing. Like Petal does everything. We have 25 full-time designers. Some of them are better at some styles than others. You know, we're constantly trying to expand and learn. You know, like we stay on trend. We're looking. You know, I'm buying books. I'm still like trying to stay on top of what's going on and seeing what's happening and try it. Like I'll be back there sometimes practicing and trying something interesting and new. Eddie, who is our head designer now, amazingly talented. Tons of education. He gets all the certifications. Right?
Javi also has a lot of patience.
Javi is incredibly patient.
Oh my God.
But you know,
Poor
Javi comes
man.
from, I call Javi Tinkerbell because Javi comes from Disney.
Oh.
Did you know that?
I did not know
So
that.
he started out at Disney weddings.
Yeah. Now
That's
it makes
where-
sense.
Yeah, that's where he started. And so he has that kind of like happiness about him, right? Like
He drank that
positive-
Kool-Aid.
He did. He
He's
did.
in the Kool-Aid.
And I love it. And he's a great asset to our team. And he brings a very different point of view to the team. But yeah, Tinkerbell is what I call him.
And speaking of growing, I just want to give a little shout out to you guys for having such a wonderful party, grand opening to your new space.
Thanks.
We've had such a great time at your party. I haven't had a good time like that in a really, really long time.
Good.
From the music, the entertainment, the different installations. But I have to tell you, my favorite part of the night
Oh, I know.
overall was when my drunk ass was leaving and there was a hot dog cart outside.
That hot dog cart.
Okay.
I was like, oh my God, this is me. I felt like a kid in a candy store. And
Absolutely.
then with a cold ass Coke, I was like, oh my God, I am in heaven right
So,
now.
one, that whole party, I really wanted to focus on the guest experience, right? It was all about that.
Nailed it.
I mean, a bunch of
Nailed it.
like companies, floral production companies, what they do is like they set up 6 different tables and you just walk around and you look at like, oh, I didn't want to do that. And so we didn't do that. And so it was all about the guest experience throughout. But the hot dog guy is the hot dog guy that is outside of Petal every day,
No way.
selling hot dogs to my team.
Get out.
For lunch and so on and so forth. And we are next to a trailer park, and he lives in the trailer park next door.
He made a killing that day.
That's amazing.
Probably.
Paid him.
Right,
We were
yeah,
like,
yeah,
"Great."
yeah.
That's
And we
amazing.
told him, I was like, I'm going to have this many people, blah, blah. I need you to have this many hot dogs. You don't come out here until like 10 p.m. Well, like this is your regular day shift.
Yeah,
you know?
this is the after
And
hours
he's
shift.
like, I'm going to buy quality hot dogs.
Yes.
Guano,
Yeah.
right? Like,
Great service, though, let me tell you.
amazing. He was so happy and so grateful. And I was like, I'm going to decorate your cart with some flowers. He's like, do whatever you want,
I love it.
And so that's like,
But kudos to you, man. That was like the perfect ending of that night.
Yeah. Like an agency who I'm a big fan of, and they did an amazing job with the food all
Oh,
night.
They,
yeah.
they had a
Yeah, yeah.
station that felt a little more kind of either Indian or Mediterranean. It was these meat patties in this like falafel or something.
Yeah,
or,
in the Indian room, right?
Yeah.
I think it had 7 of them.
Catherine and Alex are super involved.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, in the middle of the night, I see they're passing out. It was like a
Oh, the
ruffle
Cheetos.
bag,
The
yeah,
Cheetos and the Ruffles.
and it had meat inside,
Yeah, that was so
like a
good.
smashed burger. And I was like, oh my God, this is insane.
I
I'm
had
so
3 of
happy to
those.
hear people talk about the food because
Yeah.
I didn't eat a single thing that night.
Oh,
That
the
sucks.
food was
But
spectacular.
but like that feeling
I
of
know.
like you're a bride, like
Yeah.
where brides have that
Yeah.
moment where they like don't even remember their party or they didn't eat because we had 550 RSVPs to come to the party. And we had a clicker person and we had 800 people there.
Easy.
And I didn't stop all night. I was just greeting people and hugging people and thanking people for coming and doing that whole thing. And before I knew it, like the night had gone by. My husband was there. I barely saw him.
I never saw him either.
Like my friends were there, and like I took some. It wasn't until we got the photographs back. I was like, oh my God, I actually took pictures with these people.
It's a lot.
But the worst part about some of it is like I will be at a WIPA event now, or I'll be at Emerge, and I'll see somebody and I'll be like, oh my God, I'm so sorry you didn't make it to our party. And they're like, I was there.
Just kidding.
You're like, just kidding.
Just kidding.
Okay.
All right, we're going to transition.
Of course.
Let's transition into numbers, right? So when a couple comes to you and they start to look at their options for flowers and decor, how do you answer the question that I hear is, why are flowers so expensive? It's outside of my understanding, so I don't have a gauge on that. But when they ask you, why are flowers so expensive? What is your go-to answer? Or what is your way of explaining that to them?
It's a perishable item.
Okay.
They're shipping from all over the world. It's a million hands in the process, right? Like, so I order, I have a wedding, we place my order. That order goes in, depending on what it is, anywhere from 10 to 14 days prior to the wedding. When I have like big weddings, right? Like I just did a wedding a couple of weeks ago that had, I think, like 50,000 roses, like you cannot order 50,000 of the same rose
from one
within
vendor,
14
right?
days. I order all my flowers from one vendor.
Got it.
But they need to prep the farms or whatever across the way so that they're cutting and they're holding and, and so, but yeah, so I make the order, I send it to
How
my
far in
wholesaler.
advance do you have to place that order?
That order, I place it a month in advance.
Okay, so got it, 4 weeks.
Right, yeah. Like,
Okay.
we're so busy and we're moving. We're like a factory, right? So like, I don't have time to be, and Jeff Fresh, honestly, I'm sorry, I'm burping.
Same. It's okay.
Champagne. Excuse me, you all. But so like I call the wholesaler, I place my order, he calls the international buyer. I have a team in Holland who works the auction for us. I am account 245. They know that they're buying for 245. I've met that team from Holland who is buying at auction the stuff that I need. I have a team in South America buying what I need as well, shipping me from Colombia and Ecuador, and we have a global buying team, right? So that's all going on. Most of the flowers that we get at Petal are cut on the farm and arrive to Petal within 24 to 48 hours of cutting,
Wow.
right? Like it's fresh, right?
It's like farm to wedding.
Farm to wedding, right? We order accordingly, right? Like I know if I'm getting lilies, I need to order those I need to get them in-house 10 to 7 to 10 days before the wedding because it's going to take them that long to open.
Yeah. They take a long time.
If I'm getting certain kinds of roses, I know that I only need 2 days, right? And I can get them open. If I'm, depending on what the flower is, I'm timing things to get things in a time so that so the flowers are at their peak for you, for the wedding. I have a team that is just called the floral processing team. All they do is cut flowers. Flowers arrive. They open the boxes. They fill the buckets with water, put chemicals in the water for hydration and to speed up the opening of the flower. And there are 10 people on that team at Petal that all they do is process what we call floral processing. You know?
Wow. And flowers are never frozen?
No.
Wow. Okay.
Everything is fresh. So you have what's called the cold chain, right? So cold chain can't be broken because in that cold chain process, you get bacteria or things happen. And so if you see roses that you've seen that somehow the outer petals have like this browning or rottingness, that's some sort of bacteria that got into the water or the flower. And so, and all of that happens if the cold chain is broken. So on the farms, they literally cut and package and go straight into refrigeration. And that once it starts refrigeration, the cold chain can't be broken.
Oh, wow.
Right? Because if that cold chain is broken somewhere along the process, you have much greater possibilities of bacteria or disease or flowers rotting. So it's all very scientific and it's all very precise. And then beyond that, then I have a team of floral designers, right? Who are the highest paid employees at Petal Productions, hourly employees, are our floral designers, right? It's a craft, it's a skill. These guys work hours, they're on their feet, they understand how to manipulate and work the flowers and make things, look beautiful. And so there are so many hands and steps in the process that it's an art. It shouldn't be cheap. You're not going to Trader Joe's and throwing vases in a in the vase, in a cylinder of water. And even that, like, we've cleaned the leaves off. We've done this, right? Like, even when we do a simple bouquet, hands are still touching, pulling out outer petals, right? Like, there's so many things that we do to make sure that everything works out.
All the prep work that goes behind it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if a couple was trying to get a wow factor, right? And maybe their budget isn't the most unlimited budget, where can they splurge to get the most amount of effect or wow for their
Do
money?
4 big centerpieces in the room and the rest do them low.
Oh, okay.
You have 4 visual points, for the guest to walk in and be like, oh my God, big things, right? You don't need to do a lot of them. You need a couple in the room.
Yeah.
You can do all the rest low centerpieces,
Yeah.
Good candles, right? But if you have at least 4 large centerpieces in the room, spend the money on that, and then do some clean, simple stuff on the rest of the tables. That's all you need.
You're handed an unlimited budget. What is your dream installation?
Oh my gosh. For a wedding? For just in general? Oh my
Let's call it a wedding.
God.
Let's call it a wedding. Look at the smile on his face. He's very happy about this.
Right now, I'm a little obsessed with grass.
Oh,
Have you seen all these grass installations that are going on everywhere? I just want to weave grass.
okay.
I want to do huge woven grass sculptures.
That'd be beautiful.
That would be super cool.
Just like grass.
And where? Where would you do this? Where would you do this install?
1111,
That'd be beautiful.
right? Like the contrast of this parking garage and
Right.
cement.
Almost like a jungle.
With woven, but like a tailored jungle because it's
Yeah.
grass that's been turned into fabric and
Yeah.
woven into things. Or
Interesting. I'm envisioning animals for some reason, like an elephant or something.
I love that too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So many venues
yeah.
have you guys on their vendor list.
Yeah.
Petal Productions is there at many other venues. They should be proud. So how do these relationships with these venues usually develop?
Oh my God, it's number 1. Young florist out there. More important than your style is your relationship with vendors and hotels. You want to be successful, Yeah, we do. I just had the team from the new team from St. Regis over at Petal the other day. As much as we love planners and we cater to planners, so much of what we do. But venues are it, right? And so we teach our team that every venue you go to is somebody's home and treat it with respect. And whatever somebody, we tell them, if somebody from the St. Regis or from the Biltmore comes up and says, somebody puked in room 307 and I need you to go clean that bathroom, you say, yes, sir, and you go clean that bathroom, right? The greatest joy for Rafi and I often is hearing the sales directors of every hotel saying, oh, when I heard it was you guys, I was so relieved. I don't have to worry.
That's such a great.
Yeah.
And be whatever company is doing the coolest, most interesting thing, if you were on that hotel and you did the most beautiful wedding, but you were a pain in the ass and you left a mess behind.
they will
and
X
do
you
it, it's
out.
you
Yeah.
are done.
Yeah.
You are done.
Adios.
I could come in with a Paul ball and a clarinet and a box of salty donuts for that catering director, and you know what?
And she's gonna be
I'm
like,
gonna
"Shove
get
it
the
up your
next
ass."
referral.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get the next referral.
It's true.
Yeah.
They're watching you the whole time. They're
They
looking at
are.
how you arrive, how you greet the other staff members
The
from the hotel.
uniforms, are you guys well put together? If everything is cleaned up at the end of the night?
Are you still
Right.
hanging around during the
Am I
reception
leaving-
taking
Right.
photos?
I'm in every team on my Petal has I have a million WhatsApp groups because my driver team, my warehouse team, right? But I receive photo, I'm almost 60. I've been doing this for too long, but I'm still getting photos at 3 a.m. in the morning of our team leave as they're leaving a ballroom because they send photos of the ballroom.
Right, to
so
confirm,
that
hey, we picked all of this up. If
this is
anything
it.
happened when
This
we
is
left.
what we left.
Right.
So I get those photos every day, at every event, I'm still seeing all of that, because we're making sure, Like every hotel thinks that Petal is the greatest.
I've had cases where a florist has stayed at an event dressed in their prep gear to take photos during the reception.
Yeah.
And
Can we talk something? Can we talk about what do you think about florists that stay and put on a tuxedo and stay out of the event?
I think, hold on. If that florist has created
going on there?
has created a relationship with that
Listen.
couple,
Like,
and
some
they've
of them are like, seems like at all of them. And I'm
if
like,
they've invited
what are you
them,
doing?
sure. But if they force themselves onto that event, that feels a little weird. Like I've had couples say, "Hey, stay when you're done working." I say, "Absolutely," but honestly, I don't want to stay. I want them to enjoy
we
their
politely
night.
decline.
Yeah, I politely decline. I might have a cocktail and then head home because
But
one,
like when I see a florist on their Instagram in a tuxedo or a suit and
I'm like,
filming
who was
at
sweating?
the event,
Yeah.
I'm like, what the hell's going on here?
Well, listen, I think that works for all of us because sometimes I see planners all dolled up. Great for them. I can't do that shit. I'm not a guest. I'm there to work.
But you always looked up.
Yeah, but I'm professionally dressed. You understand? Like I'm not in a
Yes.
ball gown. If
No,
they can do
no,
it,
you're right. And I've seen the planners in ball gowns too, and I'm like,
yeah, like hey, good for
going
them
on?
if they can. But I feel like I feel more professional being in my business attire. I can still look sexy in my business attire.
Correct.
But have my hair, my makeup done. But I'm there to do a job. you know?
correct.
I mean, there has to be a percentage of clients that with certain other professionals, they have a personal relationship with them, right?
Yeah.
Because I've had it where I might shoot up to the ceremony and then my team takes over the reception and I'll stay. But that happens once in a while.
We had a wedding.
But
years-
there are particular. I'm not,
Yeah.
people out there
Right.
who it seems like
Every event
they're
they're
there
at.
Yeah.
all the time. And
get
I'm
it.
like, you don't know everybody.
Yeah. we had a wedding where the couple wanted us to sit in the royal table with them. Had 2 chairs separated for Manolo and I, who were working the event, to sit in the royal table with them and their bridal party.
I said,
Honored. I
yeah.
thought it was beautiful. Thank you. But
Thank you
I'm
for-
there to work.
Yeah, I can't.
I have a wedding on my birthday next year, and she knows it's my birthday. And she sent me a text that said, I know it's your birthday. I want you to come to the wedding as a guest. I know you're working, but I want you to sit down, have a seat, and bring a +1 because it's your birthday.
What day is this again?
Shut the fuck up if you don't know my birthday by this time.
How
You
old
probably
are you?
don't. I'm going to be 49, whatever. So, but I thought that was a beautiful moment.
very nice.
You're right. But I gracefully declined and I said, thank you so much. But when I'm working, I'm working.
I'm the same way. I'm just like laser focused.
I'm
I got
like
it.
laser focused. I'll have a drink with you at the bar when everything is said and done, but I'm laser focused at this point. So going back to that, I'm not a fan.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan. But I want to talk a little bit about, we're going to go on a personal side right now.
Okay.
All right. So you've been at Petal for 18 years.
Yeah.
So much so that it's such a part of you and a part of your life that you even got married at the former location
I did.
on New Year's Eve.
I did. It was amazing.
And I think I want to talk a little bit about your relationship because I think your relationship with Rafi as not just a boss or a mentor, but I think he's your family at this point.
We are family. We love and hate each other every day. Rafi and I have a shared goal, and that's the most important thing, And we say this all the time. We spend more time together than we do with our actual families, right? And so, and I recognize Rafi's strengths, and he, I hope, recognizes mine. He has never stopped me.
That's great. I mean, to have a boss next to you, to not only give you the tools you need,
Yeah.
but to support you and almost let you take those reins. That's
Like, he's like, you run, go, And I will say, listen, every relationship's not perfect. things are up and down. There was a time right before COVID where, you know, like we were both, I think, there was a moment I thought Rafi was going to sell the company and retire, or he was done. And I was like, all right, where am I going with, where's this going? And then we had an incident happen. We had a little fire got lit under our ass, and we looked at each other and we were like, are you done? And I'm like, I'm not done. And he's like, I'm not done either. And so, I don't know if you noticed the last 5 years that I feel like the last 5 years has been like, Rafi and I with a fire on our ass.
Yeah, for
right?
sure.
Like we said,
It's
let's
very
fucking
obvious.
go.
Yeah,
It's
it
obvious.
is. It is obvious.
It's very
Like,
obvious.
let's fucking go.
Yeah, it has been that let's fucking go mentality.
Yeah.
You know.
And we said we're not done. Like, cause you get to that point. I think we were at 25 years in the business, we were coasting. It was fine. We were doing well where we were. But it really, I hope people see it. I hope people see
sure.
that
Oh, it's
Yeah,
evident.
these last 5
It's
years
evident.
have been like different,
I mean, you guys have
Driven.
you've always been well known in the industry, but I think it's really blown up.
Yeah, there's been a level up.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we recognize that. And anybody in any business can get to a point where they're like coasting and it's easy, right? And we were just, we were coasting. And we could have stayed there.
Right.
Most definitely. We could have stayed there.
And again, there's reasons why you've been there for this long. There's reasons why Paul has been there for this long. There's, you see Brittany's been there for a while too, and you see that.
We have an incredible employee retention.
Right. But you understand, Rafi, to me, and I say this to everybody, and I've said this to you, I think that the way he manages and the way that he shows his team that he's so he's so gracious and so appreciative that I've never seen anything like that from any other boss. I've seen him do like Ben and Jerry carts for you guys when you guys are like overwhelmed with work. Like you just told me the other day, he took you guys like, hey, we're going out, we're going on a shopping spree, I'm going to do lunch for you. I've never in this industry seen a boss like that. Someone that's so personable. And I will tell you this.
We talk a lot, and we talk a lot about like, I want to go to work every day and enjoy it. I want to enjoy the people I'm around. And so if Rafi and I are not setting the tone, right? Like if we're not coming in with a certain mentality and a way of being for everybody else then to feel like this is the way of being, then it's never going to happen. And so how do you manage in that way, right? We have over 100 employees, right? It's a huge team, And so across the board, it's not just the people in the front that and the see, but like Ramiro and Memo, who have been there for longer than I have. Steve, who's been there longer than I have. Paul has been there for 30 years, right? Like people have been there a long time and they feel at home, And so when I transitioned in because I started out at Petal just kind of being a designer, a florist, with the idea of more. But when I took the reins, right, when Rafi recognized that maybe I should have
Your own office.
we talk continuously about setting the tone for the team and building a team that is happy.
And I'll tell you as a planner, again, going about the connections that you make with people. 2020, when that hit, the wedding I was supposed to have the following weekend when everything shut down was with you guys. And you know, it didn't happen and everything got shut down. Everybody was closed. I can tell you this. A lot of us reached out to each other. Hey, how you doing? And Rafi was the only one that called me and said, do you need money? Are you okay? And I said, no, I'm fine. No worries. He's like, you know, you can come and work for me. I can put you doing something or whatever. The only vendor to date that ever did that was him. And I was so grateful that he had reached out to me to do something. And, you know, Rafi's great and I know him and we know each other, but we didn't have that bond that he had to do that. And I'll never forget the first wedding I had right after COVID. And it was in August 2020 outside. I was like, Petal's doing that wedding, no matter what.
Thank you.
No matter what, Petal's
You
doing
know,
that
I
wedding.
think our party, I'm going to cry, you all. I'm sorry. Rafi and I were so happy about that party because what we felt that night was everybody giving back. Because it was such a good vibe, right? Like people were there for us, happy, generally happy for us. Not there to like look around and be like, oh, look, you know, but like, look how, like our success, people were super invested in it and happy about it. And we could feel that in return. And hopefully we give that out, right? We try super hard to be that in the industry. It's not like we don't recognize who we are, right? Like we understand we do 500 weddings a year. We know who we are in this fucking game. Like, but that doesn't mean we shouldn't be always humble, right? Or act humbly. Act, you know, like we're here to serve you. You know, we're here to serve the community. We're here to serve all of our planners. We're here to serve these brides. So that's, you know, part of it is us not having a minimum. People are shocked when we say that, but that's all built into that mentality of like being there and believing in community. And that shapes the team. When the team sees that our direction, often than not, is about like being kind, being good, you know, like, why wouldn't you want to be there? I hope. Right. Listen, I'm a dick sometimes. I've
read the emails.
And you have to be, right? You're still running a team. You're still like producing $1 million weddings. You're still doing all of those things, right? So within the context of all that, there's a lot of pressure. You know, this Saturday, I'm doing 12 weddings on Saturday, right? Like that's pressure, you know? But how do you do that and still manage to be kind? I'm sorry, I cried.
No,
That's okay.
it's great. We like emotions. Is it my turn?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So, Petal Productions is based, obviously, as everyone knows, in Miami. And, you know, Miami's a city with a lot of rich, creative community, right? So talk to me about how important it is to keep floral and design work local rather than outsourcing to other markets.
Well, the reality is that those other markets are using local talent anyways.
Yeah?
It's just our local freelancers. They're still staffing with everybody from here. They're, you know...
They're not bringing their whole staff in office and all their...
You know, they bring a couple of people.
Got it.
Here and there.
Yeah.
But in the end...
The highlights.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the end, it's still the locals that are doing it, you know?
Why would you go to a local, for example, your event's taking place in Miami? Would you guide someone towards or away from hiring a local florist versus a florist that's based elsewhere? For example, myself as a photographer, I get my suitcase.
You guys are everywhere.
I
Photographers,
roll, I go.
It's a beautiful thing that you guys can travel everywhere.
Yeah.
And that's great.
Why is florals different?
So we had this big transition. I think COVID, the great state of Florida not really caring about COVID and events going on. So we had what I call the New York invasion.
Sure. It's happening more now.
And so I think a lot of planners, and this is about relationships. Part of it is about relationships. A lot of planners who were New York planners and maybe working in New York, all of a sudden had a bride who was going to get married in Miami, South Florida, because they couldn't get married in New York. And they felt more comfortable working with the people that they'd already worked with. And so they did that. And then these companies started, their presence was a little felt more.
Sure.
And here's where I'll get in trouble.
Drum roll, please.
Then there are some planners who want to be associated with a brand that thinks will elevate them.
Mm-hmm.
Is it the best decision for their bride or their client? Probably not. You know? Did it help them? Did they get more followers? Did they get more clicks? You know, did they get associated with a brand that, you know, they feel elevates their name? Sure. You know? And so that's happened. You know, there was some of that as well. It's like, oh, they're here. I can do a party with them.
Right.
You know, and so there's a little bit of that. I had a moment where I was like, I was a little nervous. For a
For a
I'm not gonna
specific
lie.
event or for what you were
About
seeing?
what was going to happen.
What was going to happen?
How this would play out. You know, this was part of the fire.
Was it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, let's go.
But what would
You know, I'm
happen
gonna
if...
play with
if-
the big boys? Let's play with the big
But
boys.
what-
Let's get our shit together. Let's, let's do it. You know.
Got it. So instead of you closing your doors and saying, no, we're not doing this, you did the opposite and said, you know what? Let's step it up. Let's elevate our
It's
game.
my house, motherfucker.
Yeah?
You're not coming into my house.
All right. Can I? All right. I'm gonna get in trouble.
Sip, sip.
Here's Kermit.
I was doing a lot of their work for a lot of these companies in New York. So when you asked about like book local internet, you know,
Right.
They would book the party. It was cheaper for them to then sub-book me, and I was doing what I call black label work.
Sure.
And so I was already doing the work for the New York companies that they were taking all the credit for.
Of course.
And they were sending me the T-shirts, and my team was putting the T-shirts on, and we were done, you know. And it became an issue sometimes because like there was people who said I wasn't, or Rafi wasn't allowed to show up.
Of course, because your face are
Because-
very recognizable
but I
as
was
a
like,
brand.
Face, of course.
Girl, they know Memo, they know Ramiro,
Yeah.
they know my team. It's like, it's not like we're gonna walk into Faina and Ashley is not gonna recognize the entire Petal team in somebody else's T-shirts doing an event,
Right.
you know?
Yeah.
So because I was already doing the work and I was doing the quality of work that these people claim to do
Right.
under their name, I was like, I can do it.
Yeah, because
I can do
it's evident. You're showing them
I'm
you
already
can do
doing it.
You're doing it.
Right. You know? So all I needed to do was to show people that. And how do I do that? Right. And so we did it with social media. We did it with marketing. We did, some,
Yeah, your marketing definitely took off.
we did some things, right, to really change people's perception of who we were in the past, even though the quality, I say this all the time, it's not that what we're doing is different. It's the way I've made you perceive it.
That's
Yeah.
why you're naked all the time.
You know, I haven't been naked in years because I'm old.
Cue the photos of him naked on the monitor.
But I think there's, and listen, and you asked this question, and I think it's hard for me because we're in a phase in the last couple of years where we're really pushing to be a travel company as well. And so,
But then you turn around. Do you turn around and then hire local?
nope.
Your goal is to then bring your team,
I
bring
did,
all your
A
stuff.
month ago, I did 2 weddings in the same day in Savannah, Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
I had an entire Holiday Inn Suites hotel. I took 41 people
Amazing.
it was 5 parties,
So it was a true
between-
destination event for you where you didn't hire local. You brought all your team, you brought
my
all your
team.
supplies,
And
you
I
brought it
still
all.
do.
Amazing.
right? Like we plan it, right? We were in Palmetto Bluff last weekend, you know, with Teresa Bloomberg. I dropped a name. I'm sorry. I'm not, you know.
That's just
No,
who you
that's
worked with.
fine,
That's
yeah.
fine. That's
But
fine.
we were in Palmetto Bluff with Teresa last week, 3-day event. All my team.
Beautiful.
No,
Kudos, because that's hard and it's expensive.
right.
It's both of those things.
It's
Logistically challenging.
logistically challenging.
Right.
We've learned how to do it. I have
Yeah.
a super efficient team.
Yeah, but there's still
And
a
they
cost
know how
to
to
it.
work, right?
Yeah.
And so it's not like a freelancer coming in that you've never worked with, who has no idea, who hasn't seen the proposal,
Mm-hmm.
right? Who you're like having to like hand feed everything, right?
You work
Like,
twice.
My team goes there, like they've had the proposal for a week, they understand the schedule of production that we know how to do, and I can knock out an event with half the amount of people that you would need if you were using all freelancers anyways.
Sure. Makes sense.
So I can still do it effectively and efficiently, you know, with my team. And so, you know, we have an event coming up in Jackson Hole, Wyoming, which might be a little more challenging. The further away, right? Like we've really focused on the Southeast United States. And so I understand, right? Like there's got to be a company in South Carolina. There's companies in Savannah, you know,
Yeah.
but I'm taking their business, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, I can feel that the New York companies probably felt the same thing.
Sure.
That they were better, more qualified, blah, blah, blah. Like they were coming into a smaller market to show us what to do. And, no.
All right, so now we're on our last segment,
Okay.
which is called Inside the Lion's Den.
Oh my God.
Rawr.
Spicy, unfiltered wedding industry stories. So I'll go first. What's the wildest thing that's happened behind the scenes of an event? And how did you overcome that?
Wildest thing that's happened.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I mean, one of my wildest ones that I heard about in the event, I didn't see it myself. It was the groom and the maid of honor, I think it was, were rolling around in the sand, making out by the water
I love that.
during the reception.
Amazing.
You know, we don't, because of where we are industry, we're not and I don't stay in a tuxedo at the party. I don't see the event, right? So I don't get to see some of that, you know? We're not a part of that. I mean, we've had weddings with that were literally about to be the Biltmore, about to be canceled 24 hours before
no.
because the bride wouldn't sign the prenup.
Oh, I've had those situations before.
And it was like touch and go.
And I think
until
legally-
the last minute. And then they had the wedding and it was so tense, horrible. I remember that day.
You had something like that happen.
Yeah,
to you.
I had a situation in another city where
yeah.
right before the bride gets in her dress, the groom walked into this room with her, the valet, myself, and video, and they start talking, and this bride's expression became more and more serious. And she just kept on saying, "Why are you saying this now? Why at this moment? Why is this happening?"
Yeah.
The dad walked in. And the dad walked in and he said, "Doesn't matter. We're having a wedding today. They're going to figure it out." And my heart broke watching that bride all night because I saw her fake smile to everyone who came up to her and congratulated her.
I would have been lit.
And there was something that she just did it and ran through it and she wasn't there. And this is probably, if it was it was a $2.5 million wedding. And I was just watching them going, how sad.
We had a groom at Jungle Island.
Okay.
Got fucked up, did some drugs and whatever, and then was wearing like Toms. You know Toms?
Yeah. Shoes.
The shoes.
And was fucked up before the ceremony and did the smashing of the glass And
The glass. Oh my
the
God.
glass went through his foot, and they had to take him away.
Muzzle.
Muzzle by.
Shit.
Yeah. Toms. Who wears Toms?
It's crazy.
They were very hippie.
Have you ever had a floral disaster? And how did you save it?
Kids. So I'm embarrassed to say that this has happened to me 3 times, and I should have learned. And earlier I talked about like, oh, I've made those mistakes and I've learned, and, you know, get a florist that can learn. We have frozen flowers, frozen trucks 3 times, you know, and so not too long ago.
Wait, frozen trucks, meaning that the cooler went to like,
Yeah.
the temperature dropped so much that it
We're
froze
gonna get
everything.
there.
Oh, shit.
We were doing, so I'll tell one of the most dramatic ones. We were doing a wedding in Amelia Island. It's far away. And we loaded the entire truck with all the flowers, and beam, ba-dum, bum, boom, they went away, and they drove down there. They called me when they got there, like at 8:00 at night, the night before the wedding. And when they opened the truck and they got there, the entire truck was frozen. Not a single flower was salvageable. The entire wedding. Wedding's the next day.
Oh my God.
They're in Amelia Island. You know, but like, listen, we are I'm Petal Productions, so I called Jeff Fresh, our distributor. I'm like, Mike, blah, blah, open the doors, send somebody to your warehouse right now. I need, and they pulled the entire order again. They happened to have, it was a pretty simple, it was Pall Mall wedding. It was a Pall Mall wedding. It was hydrangeas, roses, and stock.
Great.
And phalaenopsis. There was a lot of fails. But they happened to have it all pretty much very close to what we needed, you know? And I literally got a refrigerated truck at that time of night. We have a very good relationship with Enterprise as well. And loaded up, and I drove overnight.
Wow, a beast.
And I got there like at 9 a.m. And the team, and I went to sleep, and the team unloaded the truck and remade the entire wedding there on site, and nobody knew.
That's crazy.
I was tired.
I'm tired listening to
Yeah.
that. So if a camera were to follow you around throughout the course of a wedding setup, what would shock people the most?
How little I do.
This is true. This is true. But he does bounce from wedding to wedding to wedding to make sure everything is going as planned. But I have seen him, and he'll be like, move that. Push this over to the side. Yeah. Okay, that's good to go. All right.
I mean,
Everything's
listen,
accounted
I
for.
go there. One, I've learned to
I mean,
trust
he
my
paid his
team.
dues, you know.
Right? I've learned to trust my team. I go in. It's good for them to see me show up,
right.
encourage them. You guys are doing great. Oh my God, that looks beautiful. Right? Like, it is rare. Like, and I tell my team, if I'm doing flowers at a wedding, there's a fucking problem.
There's a problem, for sure.
There's a fucking problem.
Yeah.
Like, and you should be scared of what's going to happen when we get back to the warehouse.
So we have our final 3 questions.
Okay.
All right. There are signature questions. So, what is your tightrope moment? The one thing that keeps you on the edge before wedding day? Do you have a routine, something that you're like,
No, I mean, I just suffer from such imposter syndrome most of the time that I'm always so anxious and like that I'm going to fail. And I'm so afraid of that. I'm so afraid of somebody thinking I'm not good enough. And so it's anxiety. That anxiety eats away at me all the time.
Really? Wow.
But I think that that's the nature of someone who really wants to succeed all the time, right?
Sure.
Because you're not pushing if you're not afraid of failing.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, you have a point there.
And so it's bad, you know? And like, and if it's at a very important wedding, like if it's a big day and I'm really anxious about something in it, like I will throw up
Legit anorexia.
just like from anxiety
Yeah.
and nerves. And it still happens.
Really?
Yeah. And then on the reverse, on the other end of that, like when it's done, I will often break down and cry in the car on the way home.
Kind
from
of as a sigh of relief.
from the
like,
relief.
Yeah.
Wow. That's intense.
But it's important.
It shows your
It's important.
emotional connection to it and your
Yeah.
investment
Yeah.
in the process. Yeah. So if you were to run away from the circus, and the circus is the world of weddings, what would be your next act?
I would be like a travel blogger.
Really?
Me and my husband would be like some sort of like
You guys do travel a lot.
we like it, and we would be some like gay travel bloggers.
I love this. I mean, what else would they be? Straight bloggers?
Giving you tips, you know.
Last question. When the final curtain falls, how do you want to be remembered?
It's a good guy. Guy who cared. Nigel's husband. Like a good husband.
All right.
I love that.
Well, thank you, Carlos.
I mean, he's the most important thing in my life.
Yeah.
Despite Petal and the tattoo of Petal.
Yeah.
Like, it's still, every day, it's
You can
Nigel.
see it. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can see it in your social media posts.
I
Even though
love him.
you
I
annoy
love him.
the shit out of him sometimes.
Rafi, it's so nice, and I'll say this too, because Rafi, like when you're talking about Rafi is so kind to Nigel, and always says to him, "Thank you for providing Carlos with something that makes him happy, because it makes him better here."
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Thank you,
I cried
Carlos.
so much doing this.
I know. I love
My
it.
God, I thought I was going to talk shit. You all are lucky. No.
We appreciate having on the show today.
Thank you so much. I appreciate
All right.
it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That wraps up this episode with our wonderful Carlos from Petal Productions.
Till next time.
Toodles.